The wet season continues across Trinidad and Tobago. Yet another tropical wave is set to come by, and the Meteorological Service has put Trinidad and Tobago on alert for adverse weather. It's currently at a yellow level, and it runs from Saturday at 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the possibility of landslips, street or flash flooding, as well as the gusty winds of 55 kilometers per hour. Obviously, we saw the pictures in Barrackport with the gusty winds earlier. And obviously earlier this week, so definitely be mindful about that as you go through the next few hours. We can just see here the cloudiness beginning to build over the tropical wave out there just east of Trinidad and Tobago. Those are bright orange colors are where you see the highest cloud tops, and that's where you'll likely see some of those heavier bursts. So even though we'll have a settled night generally, look out for just after midnight we could begin to see a lot more cloudiness beginning to build into Tobago, especially out towards Mason Hall, Plymouth, down towards Canaan. Some of those heavy thundery bursts are expected, and in those downpours, the possibility of gusty winds. So be mindful about that. Out towards Trinidad, you'll notice the clouds beginning to build straight in from the east, coming through Guaraguari, Sandy Grande, eventually reaching Diego Martin as you go through your morning. Into the afternoon, there'll still be general cloudiness around and a possibility of a heavier shower still around, especially during the heat of the afternoon. For Rio Claro and Pinal, first thing in the morning, look for those downpours. Again, the possibility of a street or flash flooding in some of those bursts. And we did talk about the gusty winds down there in Barrackport. We could be seeing some more of that in many areas of Trinidad and Tobago, so be mindful of that. Temperature-wise, looking at no lower than 24 degrees Celsius and at no higher than 32 expected with all of that cloudiness around. We also have for those of you heading offshore, we have the full moon, which means that the spring tides are still in effect. The high tide is at 5 a.m. Then we have the powerboat racing as you go through a Saturday morning. Once you leave the Burkhurst at 1.5 meters, we should be seeing 2-meter easterly swells along the north coast with those 9-second swells coming in as well. And you notice the winds veering to the southeast at 15 to 30 knots. The reason why it could get up to 30 knots is because of that tropical wave that could bring some of those gusty winds. So that tropical wave passes by on the Saturday. Some gradual improvement is expected by Sunday. Still 1 or 2 thundery showers expected, however. But once we get into Monday and Tuesday, the Saharan dust and the dry, dusty air will return. So obviously for those with allergies as well as for asthma, be mindful about that early next week. Now, across the Greater Antilles, that Saharan dust is still with them, and it will continue to be quite dusty across the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Maybe just the odd shower across the hillsides, but overall, that dust will remain across parts of Jamaica as well. They lose today's showers. Dusty haze expected on Saturday. Only a few showers likely around Havana at 33 degrees Celsius. It also feel quite warm across the Leeward Islands, but the Saharan dust is expected here. Further to the south, as we get towards St. Lucia and the Windward Islands, the tropical wave will likely bring a lot more moisture here. Possibility of those showers. Some could be on the heavy side up towards Barbados, and even down towards obviously Trinidad and Tobago. We begin to see some of those showers coming through as well. But Georgetown should be on the southern side of this activity, so only brief showers expected and a high of 32 degrees Celsius. So the adverse weather alert is in effect for Saturday, so be careful. That's your weather, and that's it from me.